going on? This is Muriel from the Sunshine Family. And are you looking into residency in Costa Rica? Then you want to stick to my video because I will be sharing some information about a part of applying for residency that I haven't seen anyone else sharing information about. And it is the fingerprint procedure. It's part of applying for residency and being verified for residency after you did the application form procedure. So who am I and why am I sharing this? You might wonder if I am brand new for you. Well, welcome to my channel. I make videos about Costa Rica living, information for expats especially, but also if you're looking into travel to Costa Rica, just visit Costa Rica. I moved to Costa Rica in 2018 with my two growing up kids and my husband from the Netherlands in 2018. And because so many people started to bombard me with their questions like, how did I did X, how did I do Y, how I do things, I made a channel. I work online anyway since 2013. If you wonder what is it that you do there, I'm not laying in my hammock all day. Welcome in my outdoor office, by the way. But I'm an online entrepreneur, an online coach. I teach people from all over the world on how to build their online business, how to be an online entrepreneur, how you can digitalize your existing business, or how you can build a business around your passions and the things that you love most. For more info about that, there is a world of information below my video in the description and also some info in the comments. Feel welcome and curious to find out all the other things that I do. So this channel is one of the things I love to do because all the videos I make are the creation thanks to people who asked me information about it. So this way I can help more people, and that's my mission, to help you finding your answer. So there is a subscribe button, by the way. You see it here below on the screen, the little icon. Tap it and then hit the bell icon so you get a notification every time I upload new valuable information about Costa Rica and Costa Rica living. So let's just dive right in. Residency in Costa Rica, and especially the fingerprint procedure. I have a big heads up about that procedure to help you save a lot of time and don't lose a precious day being at migration and not getting done where you came for, leaving your fingerprints, so they can round up your application for residency. So before I'm gonna dive in, the huge heads up based on my experience of a couple of days ago. I've been with my family, all four of us, to Punta Arenas, one of the migration offices, to leave our fingerprints. It was an adventure, and I will tell you exactly why. And I promise you, you can learn from this and you can benefit from it. And if not, you have nothing to lose, then you just had a fun story from my end. A Dutch expat living in Costa Rica, learning Spanish. So first of all, let me just really briefly touch on a couple of different types of residency. This video is not about the types of residency and how long it takes, etc., etc. I will make another video about that soon, but this is just a brief information about it. So there is really, like, I didn't even know that, more than 30 types of residency that you can apply for. I had no clue. I only know, hey, I bought land, I own property here, I can apply for residency. I contacted my trustable lawyer who already proved himself multiple times, and I asked him to apply for our family residency. So I am not going through the hurdles myself. But there is the biggest groups of residency application forms are residency for investors. Then you have to invest in some kind of business, like a restaurant or a yoga salon or whatsoever. And then you need to minimum invest for $200,000 in the business. They're always thinking about lower it, but right now that's the number. I'm not gonna dive into all the details or what you need to have in place to apply for that. Like I said, that's another video. I'm gonna touch on that fingerprint procedure, but there's also a real estate investment. That's the one that I applied for, and then you have fixed income. If you have residual fixed income coming in, then you can apply for residency. It should be more or less 2,500 per month that you have fixed or passive coming in by a verified business company, someone who's paying you. And also there is that's one that's used quite often. It's for people who are retired, and I think right now the number is about that 1,000 of income per month of dollars. Then you can apply for it, but don't pin me on it. I would really advise you to ask an attorney/lawyer to do the work for you and to inform you the right way. I have an awesome lawyer you can use, but then just leave your reply below and let me know that you want me to connect you together. That's how I roll with him. So, okay, the fingerprint procedure. You ready? Okay. If you applied for residency or your lawyer did that, then there comes a moment, actually the actual moment in the application period, which can take from more or less, let's say 6 months to 2 years right now. There is a moment they need your fingerprints to round up and to verify and to just finish up your residency. When everything is approved, your fingerprints need to be there. So it's really not clear when in the application period you need to do it, but my attorney gave me a link, and that exact link I will share in the description below my video. That is where you can make an online appointment in one of the departments, migration offices spread over Costa Rica. I think there are about 10 offices spread over Costa Rica, and there must always be an office close by. I went to the office in Punta Arenas, which we can reach by taking the ferry, and it's really close to the ferry, so that's kind of convenient. But anyways, it took us a day back and forth, but that's a choice to live on a peninsula, yes or no. It's my own choice and I love it. But and here is what happened, and this is what I want you to understand. They also share it on that online booking form. If you don't speak Spanish, you need to bring someone who can translate for you, whether that's a family member or a friend or an official. If you can't understand and can respond to questions, they will not help you. They're very strict, and although I am a very serious person when it comes down to official things, I felt the tensed atmosphere at the migration office. I cannot explain why, but I think it's because it's really a serious thing. You're coming to the police department. It's like a police station, but they do fingerprints for migration as well. And there's lots of uniforms and a strict procedure. So my husband, I'm learning Spanish now. I have private classes, by the way. I'm gonna share more about that really, really soon. So I can understand pretty good Spanish and answer in with short sentences. And my daughter speaks fluid Spanish, so we had a translator with us, and we all more or less speak a little bit Spanish. So I'm not saying never learn Spanish. You should always come and live in Costa Rica and strive to learn Spanish. That will make life way easier and more fun as well. So make it worth it, okay? It's really worth it. So at the migration office, here's the thing. Online, we're with 4 people. Using that online link, I could only make an appointment for 3 people. There was no space left. It was very fully booked during the whole month, and I tried every single day to see if they had new spots left open, and yes, that happened. So if you see no options, keep trying every day. That's my tip number 1. My second tip, if you use a translator to translate the page, like in Google Chrome, you can do that. When you make an appointment and are selecting the date, there is appearing a glitch on the website. It doesn't work. So the Spanish version, the original version of the website, works best. It really was not accepting the date that I was selecting when I used the translated page. So that's a big heads up. And it's simple Spanish, so you can always look up, for the not speaking Spanish people here, look up some sentences if questions are not clear. Then what I thought, based on, there's just spot for 3 of the 4 people, I thought, you know what, we're gonna go there, we're a family, you know, the time of helping people individually or not connected takes probably longer, but we are like all together, so we're saving time there. That probably can just blend me in. So that's what we ask. Can you just blend us in? They first asked, do you have an appointment? Do you speak Spanish? Yes, we have 3 appointments, is what we said. But I don't, but can you just, is there a way for me to squeeze me in because we came as a family? No. She said no, and no explanation at all. It was like, okay, so there's no. So even my daughter said, Mom, just stop it now, because she's already irritated somehow. That's what my daughter picked up. I don't know, but they were very strict. There were 2 ladies helping us, by the way. And then, this is typically me. I wanted to ask if what I needed to do to get an appointment today anyways. Was there some action that I could do? So I asked a very specific question. And then she said, you can make an appointment right now, right here. In the future, the first appointment you see for free. By the way, the whole procedure is free. You don't have to pay a thing. So she said, make an appointment in the future, and then we will see. I was like, okay, well, let's make an appointment for me. And I was already organizing with my husband, like which day. I don't want to go by myself. Will you drive me? And he said, okay, yeah. So we were just chit-chatting, but made that appointment in June or something. And it was the first available spot for me. Oh, okay. And then my daughter's turn was first, but because she's a minor, I insisted. They wanted to do her by herself, but as a parent, I always insist assisting my minor kids. So I went in with her just to be there, and that's what I always recommend. Just as a parent, it's just my nature, and just, I don't know, my underbelly. They do nothing weird there, but just, as a minor, always, they should allow always having a parent there if your child is not above 18. So there we went in, and here's the thing: the girls were working with this very tight masks on. Now, my Spanish is pretty okay, but you can probably predict it was so hard to understand them, because they had those masks totally like locked to their faces. It was so hard to hear them, not to understand them, but to hear them. So, okay, that was a thing. So please have had enough sleep when you go there, and be sharp, okay? And be patient. So there were the questions, and I want to prepare you for their questions in case your Spanish is so-so. And you don't have anyone to bring, and you're like, I don't want to lose my day that they denying me or not allowing me in. But let me give you a heads up about some of the questions you can prepare for, okay? So they will ask you about which hand you're writing. First, apellido and nombre. Apellido is your first name, and nombre is your name, okay? And then they will ask you, which hand are you writing with, okay? You can look it up in Spanish or whatever, be creative, but I'm giving you the questions they will ask. Are you left, izquierda, or right, derecha? But I'm not giving you Spanish class here. Look it up, okay? But then you know what to expect. They will also ask you all things, characteristics of your body. Also, that should be in your passport, like color of the eyes, color of the hair, how long you are, how much you weigh, okay? And then also, surprisingly, do you have tattoos? And if yes, what type of tattoo and where is the tattoo on the body? I was not prepared for that question, but you know, we just totally got it and answered. And then also, you have to know the names of your parents. So that's for my daughter, of course, us. But for me, the full names of my parents, and I was in the office, she did the paper. We obviously, we didn't know, did the paperwork for all four of us. So my daughter and I were just summarizing all the names, and then I had to think. So if you're not prepared, you must look up the names, full names of your parents, whether they are alive or not alive anymore. Okay, first name, last name, and that stuff. Oh, it's starting to rain. I don't know if you're here. So what else? What else? I'm thinking. Oh yeah, she asked to my daughter if she was going to a registered school. Okay, now what registered school is, that's not important for the moment you are there. Just say yes, okay? Even if you're homeschooling your kids or whatsoever, just say yes and figure it out later. Because Costa Rica has a law that kids underneath a specific age, it's mandatory they go to a registered school. Now what registered school is, again, I leave that in the middle. It can take up to 2 years anyways before your residency is approved. So I'm always saying there's always a way to find a solution later, right? First, get your stuff done at the migration office. So be prepared for it. Don't be surprised if you think kids don't go to school. What do we say? Because they will just raise their eyebrows and think, well, it's not going to work if you're not going to go to school. Okay? Be aware, please, parents. Don't lose your day. They're very strict. I've heard that people were sent away for this reason, because I always chat with people and ask them about their experiences. But anyways, that was more or less it. There are some forms there asking for your passport, of course. My tip is always, I had 4 passports with me. And if you already have an expediente, meaning you or your lawyer filed all the documents and get a registration number of your application in the works, so to say, just, I would say, and that's what we've done, name and show the number of your file that has been dropped at migration, that's there already, that they connect the two. I'm not sure if that goes automatically, but I'm always like, be on top of this. You don't want to wait unnecessarily longer as needed. It's gonna take long anyways. By the way, I also heard that the fastest way to get approval of residency is when you get married to a Tico, a resident, and when you give birth to a Tico or a Tica baby in Costa Rica. So who knows, that might be a solution for you. But anyways, you have to go through these forms and you have to leave your fingerprints. So I want you to know all this. So overall, some tips for you. Oh yeah, I was sharing, we were with 4 passports. So I was literally counting, do I have, before I left migration, do I have all the passports? Do I have all the forms back with the application number of my residency? With that number called expediente. You really need to have that. If you applied for it, you have to ask, because then you don't have to do border runs anymore. That's a little information in between. If you enter Costa Rica, you have a 90-day, that's not 3 months, 90-day tourist visa anyways. But there's lots of people living here with a tourist visa, and they leave the country every 90 days and return. If you have that expediente, you don't have to do that anymore. They just allow you to stay here. You won't be in trouble with overstaying your tourist visa type of stuff. But you have to show that document, okay? Your lawyer can get that to you. So just a big heads up. That's why I always say watch this video to the end, because I always squeeze in things that pop up while speaking. This is not a total scheduled training. This is just spontaneously. I made some bullet points, very important stuff, but there's so much to learn. Okay, overall, what I want you to know, stay patient and friendly always. This not just counts for the migration police office where you leave your fingerprints when you're applying for residency in Costa Rica. It's also when you go to the bank, when you go to whatever formal institute in Costa Rica. Be patient and be friendly, because if you're not, it's gonna hunt you down. You're gonna suffer because the procedures will not go faster if you're gonna be impatient and unfriendly and even rude and unkind. And so it's in your disadvantage, not the disadvantage of the person who is helping you to, be impatient. That's my big tip. Another big tip is, after you use my link to make an appointment to one of the migration offices to leave your fingerprints for when you're applying for residency, if you've never been there, go super on time, because you have to be there 15 minutes to half an hour before, and be 110% sure that you're traveling to the right address. Here's the thing. We went to Punta Arenas. I looked up the name on Waze. It brought us to the street. We asked, because we went very early, so everything was closed, even the restaurants. We even asked the police officer that was somewhere walking around, like, do you know the location to put fingerprints? And he guided us to a place, and it was the wrong place, guys, literally. So we having coffee and waiting until the office opened up at 8, and we were going to the office, also a police office, and there was a line. But I'm always like, asking, very kind, very polite, saying to the people in line, is this the right place for fingerprints? She said no. I said, but I have appointments. She said, at what time? And I said, well, at 8:30, 9:30. And she said, that's no possible, because the first appointment start at 10 or at 10:30. And I was like, what? But and then my daughter said, okay, Mom, okay, be quiet, I'm gonna arrange this. She showed the website, we need to go here, and then she guided us, and it was like 10 minutes drive. So it was kind of close. So we were on time eventually, but be early. Just take the whole day for it, and don't think I'm gonna just squeeze that in my day and do 4 other things. No, take the day for it. Go early with your good sense of humor, but don't be too funny, because it's a very serious thing to do. Don't be too funny, because they don't approve that. That's not the place to be, right? Just it's a formal thing. And I was a little bit nervous because my Spanish is not 100% yet, and when I'm nervous, I'm starting to make jokes and, I don't know, laugh more. My daughter was doing this the whole time. Mom, shut up now. You have to see me, my gosh. But anyways, here is the key. Because I was in the system, and that was the present of the whole day. That's when I actually saw one of the ladies who was working there laughing. This is the best part. So I said, okay, so para mí, and I mentioned the future date, and she said, no, we do it now. Because you made an appointment, you are in the system now, we have time left, so we can just take the date and just pull it to the date of today. So then can transfer your registration appointment in the system to another date. So that's the key. Always ask. And I always say, asking will never hurt someone, as long as you stay kind and polite, all the things that I just shared. So at the end of the day, I came out of that office with my daughter, and Dirk was like, what's next? I said, the only thing you need to do, guys, so my son and my husband only needed to do the prints, and we did all the paperwork, and mine was done. So I said, oh, we don't have to go in June. He said, what? You did it? I said, well, just be patient and very kind and very polite. And it was making the online appointments at the spot, using the link again. So be sure you have data on your phone so you can make an appointment on your phone, okay? Know a little bit Spanish. If you've done other appointments, you probably know the questions. So that's the key, and that saved me a day, basically, because like I said, we left with the early ferry at 5:30, and we came home at 3 with the ferry of, we returned home at 2, because we took from Punta Arenas to Paquira, the ferry of noon. So, and it was still, that's Peninsula living, guys. That's where I share other videos about Santa Teresa, the benefits and the pros and cons of living here. But this was a hot topic for me because I've done it and I'm so relieved. Now it's waiting for the application to be verified. No clue how long it will take, but if you are wondering how to get residency in Costa Rica, this fingerprint process is very important. And now you are prepared about the questions, the do's and don'ts, and well, enjoy the ride. It is an adventure to live in Costa Rica, if you ask me. I love it every single day here in my outdoor office, where I work fully online already since 2013. But again, if you want to learn more about that, just go ahead and check out the full description. There's a page full of information with books and stuff, and tips about anything I do online. And with that being said, thank you so much for watching till the end. If you have questions, leave them below. I will always comment to your questions, and if you think I missed something, let me know as well in the comments below. And of course, feel welcome to share my video if there's anyone else there that can benefit from it. And I'm always doing my best to make my videos short, but I'm a talker, obviously. I use a lot of words to explain something. Oh, that's my thing. I hope that you were not bothered by it. I have a lot of more awesome topics waiting for you this week, so stay tuned to my channel. Thanks for the love and the likes, the thumbs up, and see you on my next video. And who knows, one day in Costa Rica. Pura vida!